Hey y'all, happy Monday. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Miss Buttercup. Hey, my Keisha. Miss Buttercup says hello. My Keisha says hey, hey. Hey, beautiful Anna. She says happy Monday. Hey, T. She says hey. Hey, Bruce. Bruce says hey, 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 Queen Curl. Hey, Miss Kiwi. Happy Monday, everybody. Y'all come on in, hit the like button. Make sure you share the video. Hey, Autism Mommy. Hey, Queen Vanessa. Vanessa says hello. Autism Mommy says happy Monday. Show some love by liking and sharing this video. Thank you, Queen. Miss Buttercup, she says, glad I caught alive. Welcome. If this is your first time here, let me know in the chat. So it's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Did you guys have a great weekend? We were live last night. So if you missed us last night, be sure to go back, check out the video. I'll drop a link here in the chat. We talked about some more non-phone. So if you are looking for non-phone remote jobs, check out the chat job video that went up last night. Hey, Queen Paula. She says, hello, lady. How are you? So I just put a link in the chat for those of you that missed us last night. I don't know if Tan is going to pop on here today or not. She might. T says, I missed the live last night. I went out with a friend, but I'll check it out today. Oh, okay, T. Queen Paula says, my first time on the chat. I'm disabled and need something like this. Well, welcome, Queen. Hey, husband Helen. Birthday lady. She says, hey, everybody, like and share. So, Helen, did you do anything fun last night or today? And I also posted a video earlier today where I was talking about 5 overnight, no phone. So if you missed that video, it went up today. Part-time overnight. These you can pretty much work whenever you want. And some of them don't require interviews. Hey, red blonde chick, how are you? She says, hi, Miss Carol. Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. Hustling Helen, what's going on, birthday lady? So I dropped a link in the chat. This is to the video from earlier today. So if you are looking for a non-phone, we got them. So check out those videos again last night. If you missed us on the live stream, we talked about 4 chat jobs. And then today a video went up about overnight, no phone, and some of them are no interview. Helen says, no, I didn't do anything. Okay. She says, maybe the weekend. Okay, Helen. And if anybody has any good news that they want to share, y'all be sure to put it in the chat. So my Keisha, she says, I applied to a few today. All right, Keisha. Well, congrats, Queen. Keep us posted if you hear anything. Hey, Queen Lucette. She says, glorious greetings, beautiful people. Thank you. She says she liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Hey, humble and grateful. She says, hello, Queens. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm not going to be on here all night tonight. I put some jobs together for you guys, because I know on the video last night there were quite a few people saying they were looking for data entry. So I did go and find 4 data entry companies that are hiring right now, and some of them don't require experience. So I'll talk about those at the end of the video. I don't know if Tan is going to come on here or not. Let me give her a ring and let me see. She probably over there cooking dinner. Alexander says, I finally caught another live. So we have been coming live. I think this is our 4th live stream since we have been back off of that hiatus. E says, our jobs in New York. Yep, but far and few in between, E. So what I like to tell you guys is to go on Google, type in temp agencies near me and see what comes up. And you can also take a look at these here. Robert Half is one. Manpower is one. Deco. Kelly Connect. Now I will be this week, I will be looking for some companies that hire anywhere in the USA. That's on my to-do list. So I will be looking for companies that hire anywhere. So stay tuned, E. No problem. Hey, Queen K. She says, hey, y'all, I'm applying to jobs now as we speak. Happy I caught a live. Okay. Welcome back. I know you were here last night. And Randstad, that's another temp agency. So check out those companies. I know, E, that Robert Half, they post a ton of remote jobs. Sometimes the jobs that they post, you can live anywhere. You just have to make sure that you read the job description. It'll say anywhere in the US, or it may say virtual work from home from anywhere. It just depends on how the company presents the job description to Robert Half. He says, wow, my first job 40 years ago were these agencies in New York. Laugh out loud. Oh, wow. Kay says, New York is where I am. The jobs are scarce. The town is so small and it snows most of the time. So during winters, it's not even safe to be on the roads a lot. So I try to do remote work. She says, I want to save up to move East Coast, just not sure where yet because the job market is tough. Yeah, the cost of living is high. I think now, Kay, I used to think that the cost of living up north was high or expensive and down south it was cheap, but now like everywhere is high. Everywhere you go, it is super high, some places. But yeah, New York is a hard to find remote job state. I think it has something to do with you guys' state laws. Same thing with California, Washington, D.C. Illinois is becoming like that as well. And also Ohio, Connecticut sometimes. Right now, I don't know because everything is high. He says, where is a good place to live? Do you guys know any good places to live? Kay said, yep. Courtney, those would be, I would say, consider work when you want. I don't think I've seen a work from home job that was 12-hour shifts. Only the work when you want companies probably would allow that. I have seen like 4 days on, 3 days off, but never seen 3 days, 12 hours. Never seen that. Not that I can recall. Kay says, I was looking at Maryland, but it's high there too. And DC, yes, DC is extremely high. I don't like DC, Kay. I've been to DC. I didn't really like it. Too much traffic, I think. Is Kobe part-time jobs ASAP? Check out the video, Kobe, that went up on the channel today. I talked about 5 remote part-time non-phone. Makisha says, try Texas. Hey, Amber. She says, hey, Carl in chat. Kay says, NY, I can't stay here because they are limited on remote jobs and local jobs. I understand that, Kay. Miss Buttercup says, Texas, if you like the heat, floods just wiped out a lot of people in Caryville. So, yeah, prayers up for Texas. Texas is having those floods. And I didn't even know it flooded like that in Texas. My first time just ever really paying attention, but it's awful sad because some people lost their loved ones in that flood. Miss Kanky, she says Knoxville is not that high right now. I like Knoxville. Courtney says, thank you. Amber says, Kay. She says, laugh out loud. I moved from NYC to Maryland. She says, relocated to ATL with my job. Okay, girl. Hey, OCE. She says, same thinking about going to Georgia. Okay. Kay says North Carolina would have been good, but stay away from Charlotte. Laugh out loud. It has changed a lot in 10 years. I've been to North Carolina. I ain't really like North Carolina either. I think what it was with North Carolina, I didn't like the food. The places that I went to, the food was just bland. And I live in the South, so we are used to all of the fried food, the grease, the seasonings, the salt, and all of that, even though it's not good for us, but we're just used to it. Amber says, yes to Texas. Miss Buttercup says, oh, yes, it does. Over 100 people. Kay says, Tennessee, I live. She's lived near there. It's a beautiful state. Nashville is nice, but expensive too. It's a growing city. Yep, I went to Nashville week before last, Kay. Natasha says, hi, I need a... Wait a minute, hold on, Natasha. The screen rolling fast. She says, I need a... I'm thinking you saying job so bad. I'm ready to jump. For real, for real. Natasha, what type? Because we post a lot of different ones everywhere. Facebook, YouTube. We have a Facebook group. We also have a Facebook business page. OCE says Texas has very high property taxes, unfortunately. Laugh out loud. Oh, really? Miss Kanky says, yes, ma'am. Miss Buttercup says, exactly. The taxes are high. She says, seasoned food. Yes, ma'am. I didn't get that in California. Didn't get it out there. I like California, but they are super expensive. And the food was it just wasn't good to me. Hey, Shantae. She says, hello. Kay says, it's sad because a decade ago, some areas down south would be great, less crime, low cost, but it's getting costly there. Yep, it's getting expensive down this way. Miss Kiwi says she's in Augusta, Georgia, 2 hours away from Atlanta. She says there are opportunities here, but it's not as big as crowded as Atlanta. Okay. Kay says Birmingham or Huntsville, Alabama, only if you get a good job in IT or engineering. Now, my sister, she works for a hospital here where we live. And so we had to go because she has to go every year to Huntsville. I like Huntsville, okay? Huntsville has really did like a whole 360. I mean, it looks so good in Huntsville. So good. And it's so nice. I really enjoyed Huntsville. I've been 2 times and I really like Huntsville. They are really building up out there. Everything looks good. Birmingham, I don't really like Birmingham. Hey, Leonica, she says, hey, Carl. Leonica, she lives in Alabama. Miss Buttercup says, yep, moved from Cali back to Texas, but I never liked Texas. It's too hot. She says mosquitoes, tornadoes, and the floods, and the people aren't as nice anymore. Now, I got that, Miss Buttercup, DC. I didn't really like DC. I didn't like the traffic. I didn't like the people. I didn't like the food. And see, DC is like a melting pot. So it's like everybody is in DC. Every race of people is in, to me, is in DC. And rude. I mean, you're in traffic and people are behind you blowing the horn as if you can go anywhere. You can't go nowhere. It's just so much traffic there. So I just, I don't care for DC. I really don't even want to go back to DC unless I have to go back to like some of the museums. Now I like the museums, but everything else I did not care for. Natasha says, I watch your YouTube daily all night and I apply daily remote job or Fort Worth, Texas jobs. So a lot of the companies, Natasha, I would say like 98% of the companies that we post hire in Texas. It's like Texas, Georgia, Florida. Those three states, from what I see, those are the top states that most of the companies hire in. Sometimes we may find one or two that don't hire in Texas, but the majority of the companies that we find, they hire in Texas. And every job that we post, it is remote. Sometimes we may post a side hustle like the mystery shops. Some of them are outside of the home. But other than that, we do post a lot of different remote jobs. So on this video today, I will be talking about data entry. Not sure if you're looking for data entry, Natasha, but last night we did chat jobs. So I don't know if you caught the video from last night, but if you didn't, Queen, go back and check that one out. There were 4 chat jobs on that video. Hey, Monica. She says, good evening, everyone. Leonica says, hey, everyone in the chat. She says she lives in Birmingham. Okay. Hey, Nicole. Nicole says, hey. Miss Buttercup says, right. Kay says, Birmingham got the good food. Miss Buttercup said, laugh out loud. Nicole says, hey, it's been a while since I catched a live. I'm looking for part-time evening. No luck yet. So, Nicole, I posted a video, Queen, over here on YouTube today. Part-time, no phone. Did you catch the video, Queen? Leonica says, liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Inner Beauty, we did a video on the 2.0 channel that talked about companies that hire everywhere. So I'll drop the link here, Queen, if you want to check it out. And I will be this week looking for more companies that hire anywhere, because I know we had a queen here last night and she's traveling, moving overseas. And sometimes some of the companies, just depends on who the company is, they don't allow you to go to move around like that, going from this place to this place, this state to this state, because some of the companies are state and country specific or restricted. So if I live in America and then I want to go over here to London or UK, I have to check first to see if they even hire in that country. And if they don't, then that particular job, I'll have to quit or either stay where I am. So I am going to be looking this week, trying to get you guys some job leads that hire anywhere, whether it's here in the USA or if it is overseas. But give me 1 second. We did a video on 2.0. Some of these are country specific. So just read the job description to be sure before you apply. Ms. Buttercup says, I need something remote because I'm in the sole caregiver for my disabled sister since our parents passed. So Ms. Buttercup, that's all we talk about, Queen, is remote on our channel, unless it's like a side hustle, like a mystery shop, where you have to go outside of the home. So just search our channel. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for. If you let me know, then I'll try to point you in the right direction. But if not, we have several videos up on the channel now. Rolanda, hey Queen. She says hello, Queens. And Rolanda says prayers to Texas. Leonica says you welcome. Inner Beauty says thank you. No problem, Queen. Nicole says, yay. No, I didn't. I will go back and look for it. I'll put it here, Nicole. Inner Beauty. So you're from Cali? Okay, Inner Beauty. So how do you like California? It's expensive. I like California, but I just didn't like the food. I think the places that we ate at, the food to me is just it just tasted real bland. But I do, it's just expensive. It is expensive. So if you guys missed the video from earlier today that I posted here on the Two Chicks channel, overnight, part-time, no phone, and some of the companies don't require interviews. The link is in the chat. Leonica says Huntsville has good food as well. Kay, she says, good evening. How are you, Monica? Kay says, anyone know anything about working in Canada or traveled there? So I'll put it up here, Queen. Miss Buttercup says she'd rather not be on the phone. Okay, Queen. So we have been dropping tons of non-phone, and this video today will be also about non-phone. And we do have a second channel. Some of you guys may be new to us and you may not know that we have a second channel. So go over to our second channel. We are dropping a lot of non-phone over on that channel as well. So you may want to check that one out. We also have a non-phone blog. Hang on, let me get it. And Tan, she posts jobs on this blog every day, all types. So if it's like data entry, task-based, because I'm not sure exactly what some of you guys are looking for, but we do post a lot of different types, claims processors, engineer, if we have any engineers on here, data entry, processing documents, just all types are posted on this blog. Okay, says someone I know suggested that to try jobs in Canada. Okay, since it's close to New York. Miss Kiwi says hoping to get my hands on one of those non-phone. All right, Queen. She says I love California, born and raised. Oh, okay, okay. Monica says, Leonica, I'm good, and how are you? I was in LA. And see, we went to several different parts in the beauty. I know LA was one. I wanted to go to Compton, but my brother was like, we're not going over there. He was like, we ain't going to no Compton. So we went to what is it? Where they got all the fancy stuff. Rodeo. We went to Rodeo Drive. He rented a house that was like around the corner from Rodeo. It was in a nice area. And I'm trying to think, where else did we go? But I wanted to go to Compton because I wanted to go to like the swap meets. We went on Ventura. I remember going to Ventura. We went to where all the stars are, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We went there. Went out to eat to a couple of places, but I like California. I just did not like the food. The places that he took us to, and I'm so used to like the fat stuff, the bad food. Because people say down south we eat bad, and we do. Some of us, not everybody, but some of us do. But I'm so used to like the seasoned food, the seasonings, the salt. And California food to me, it was just bland. It just didn't have like what I'm used to eating. Miss Buttercup says, I like Cali, can't beat the weather, the beach, and the food. Just too expensive, the traffic, and the wannabes. I can do without. Not the wannabes. She says I can do without. My brother, he still lives out there, but he loves it. He's been out there now like over 10 years. He likes it, but I stayed out there for a while, but it wasn't long, maybe like a few months. But I like down south better. Miss Buttercup, she says, awesome, thanks. What jobs, Divine? Not sure what you're asking, Queen. Leonica says she's good, Monica. And Beauty says that's why Northern California is better. Oh, okay. Well, maybe next time I'll come out there to the northern side. I went to Santa Monica. There was a nice restaurant on the beach, and I went to the restaurant. Now that was nice. I liked that. I enjoyed that. Super Villain says, I want part-time jobs went up on the channel today. Search the channel Super Villain. Part-time non-phone went up on the channel today. She said, so I can take a break in the middle. She said, bougie and bland food. Hey, Miata. Miata says, hey to everyone. And the Beauty says, me too. My family is from Louisiana. Oh, okay. Where are they from? New Orleans? I like New Orleans. I've been down that way several times. Different type of atmosphere though. I don't like that bridge though. That bridge is scary. Trying to get across that water, honey. I be driving like 110 trying to fly across the bridge. Miss Buttercup said, did you get to Roscoe? I didn't get to Roscoe, Miss Buttercup. Now I tried to go to Roscoe's down in Georgia. Honey, that line was out the door going down the street around the building. I'm like, well, I just won't taste my I won't get a chance to taste Roscoe's chicken and waffles. Not today. Kay says, oh, nice. Miss Buttercup says 12 years for me. Nicole says, me too. She's from Tennessee. Kay says, I wished I visited LA last time I visited Cali. I was far from there. Oh, okay. Carrie said the South is where it's at, baby. They from Baton Rouge. Okay. I ain't never been to Baton Rouge. And the bridge said, yes, the bridge is scary. It is. Ooh, I don't like going over that bridge. I really don't. Especially at nighttime when you can't see the water. And I'm thinking, so I drove down there at night. This is probably about maybe 5 years ago in the Beauty. So I had my friend with me, and I'm like, okay, we went over one bridge. I'm like, okay, girl, we done, and it's nighttime. Little did I know that other bridge was coming up, and I've been across that other bridge before several times in the daytime. So it was nighttime now. I'm like, oh, I forgot. We got to go across this big bridge. She had never been before. I was like, oh, I forget. I'm so sorry. We got to go across this big bridge. Keeping it one said New Orleans has the best food. Yeah, they do got some good food. Miss Buttercup says, yes, long lines. Hey, Felicia. Felicia says, hi, Carol and chat family, like and share. Miss Buttercup says, girl, you right. Girl, I was flying. And see, what happened was we left here where I live. We left here late. And I was telling her, I was like, because we got to go further past Mississippi to get to New Orleans. And I was like, I do want to leave in the daytime. I don't want to leave at nighttime. And then I got to go across the bridge. She wasn't listening. So we ended up leaving late. And of course, by the time we hit, I think we were in Hattiesburg, nightfall. So we had no choice. Hey, Miss Wilkinson. She says, hey, Carol and Chad. She says, early live today, liked and shared. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here all day, Miss Wilkinson. So I said, let me just go ahead on and come on and bring these jobs. Leonica says, hey, Felicia, how are you? And she says, hey, Miss Wilkinson. Miss Buttercup said, wouldn't be me. I said, I won't do that again. If I can help it, Miss Buttercup, I won't do that again. Ms. Wilson, she says, hey, Leonica. Miss Kiwi says, yes, the South is where it's at. Yeah. So if anybody has any good news that they want to share, y'all be sure to drop it in the chat so that we can celebrate you. And Tan, I guess she playing hooky. Let me see, can I text her phone? Felicia says, hi, Leonica, she's doing well, Queen. And she says, and you? And again, Tan and myself, we were live last night. If you missed us on the stream, we talked about some non-phone chat jobs. So for those of you that are looking for these non-phone jobs, we've been dropping them. Where you been, girlfriend? You didn't miss them. So I dropped 5 yesterday on the channel overnight, but I say overnight because I know a lot of you guys have been reaching out looking for overnight, but with these companies, you can pretty much just work whenever you want. The ones from today also, you can work whenever you want, and those are part-time remote jobs. So if you missed any of those, be sure to go and check them out. If you are a newbie, you're new to working from home, I did a video a few days ago, and there are 7 companies on this list. So if you are new to working from home, now these are phone jobs. So if you're new and you don't mind talking on the phone, then take a look at this list. Is Buttercup, you a newbie queen? Okay. Felicia says, I have another interview. Okay, we can do it. Hang on, Felicia. It's rolling fast. We can do it tomorrow morning with a recruiter. Okay, girl. Congratulations. What is the position, Felicia, if you don't mind sharing? And welcome, Miss Buttercup. Take a look at the newbie-friendly list that I dropped in the chat. There are 7 companies on the list, and because I didn't check to see, but if they are not hiring, if you see one, it may say like job expired or something like that. Sometimes they'll repost a job on the website. And congrats, Felicia. Miss Buttercup, she says congrats. Makisha, she says congrats. And Miss Buttercup, she says thank you. Felicia says healthcare. Oh, okay. Okay. The healthcare customer service agent. All right. I like Conduent. I had a family member that used to work for Conduent, but she worked on site, not remote. But Conduent got bought. I think they used to be called something else. Assurian, I want to say. And I think Conduent, they bought out Assurian. Felicia says training begins in August. Okay, Queen. Keeping it 100 says congratulations. Nicole says congratulations. My Wilkinson, she says I reached $5 on EarnStar and got to pick a box. Okay. So you got a chance to pick a box for the prize draw when you reached 5 and picked the right box. Okay. And got an extra 10? What? She says building eggs on other hustles have 16 on inbox and 6 on the Benjamin, 3 on Ipsos. Oh my God. Go ahead, Queen. Congratulations. Good job. My Wilkinson, she says, congratulations. Felicia says, thank you, family. She says, keep me in your prayers that this time everything goes smooth. Amen. Miss Kiwi says, congratulations. That's good. Miss Wilkinson, you picked the right one, Queen. Got that $10. So for those of you that are still looking for like remote jobs, whether it's a full-time job or a part-time job, we do have a lot of queens on this live stream. And a lot of these queens are doing what we call side hustles. We say eggs, but it's side hustle or side gig. So get you some eggs in your basket. Let's try to fill the basket up. 2025, I started saying this at the beginning of the year. We will not be broke, and we won't be broke. So let's try to get you some eggs in the basket while you guys are waiting to hear back from these companies. I would say maybe take a look at a gig spot. Gig spot, they have telephone mystery shops. They have web shops, and these shops you don't have to leave the house. Now they do have the ones that are on site or in person, and those of course you will have to leave the home, but it is totally up to you whether or not you want to do a telephone mystery shop or if you want to do the in-person shops. But this is a easy, quick way to make money from home. So if you are applying to jobs, and I'm not saying don't apply, keep applying, keep pushing, keep putting in those applications, sending resumes. But if you are in need of some quick money because you got bills to pay, Mr. Bill is coming around again. It's the 7th. I know he's coming to my house, so I'm pretty sure he's coming to your house as well. Take a look at some of the mystery shop companies, the gaming apps. Leonica, she's on here. Autism Mummy is on here. Hustling Helen is on here. These 3 queens make money from home off of these side gigs and side hustles that are talked about on our channel. As you guys can see, the queen, my Wilkinson, she has brought in some extra income off of these side gigs and side hustles as well. So change your mindset. You are your own worst enemy. Change the mindset. Stop thinking that you cannot make money off a survey site. Stop thinking that you cannot make money off of a gaming app. Stop thinking that these mystery shop sites don't pay good money, because they actually do. We have several queens here. That's all they do is mystery shop. And they bring in enough money to pay bills. I'm going to drop some links here, keeping it real, so you can check out the companies. GigSpot is the first one that I just dropped in the chat. That one, you can do the telephone mystery shop. You can do the web shop. The web shop is where they may say go on Walmart.com and look for a certain item. Put it in your cart as if you were actually going to purchase the item, but you don't go all the way to purchase the item. Sometimes I would say maybe like a third party, they may have an item on these sites like Amazon. You know, a lot of third parties are on Amazon, Walmart, Shein, and some of these other companies. So I'm thinking that they're just trying to see how fast it'll take someone to come on Walmart.com, Amazon.com, Shein.com to search for their item, and how fast it'll take for the item to pop up probably on the screen, and how fast it takes for you to put the item in the cart and proceed to the checkout. So you're not actually checking out. One of our queens here, just to do that with an item, she was able to make $75 just to do that. So she didn't have to talk to anybody. She didn't have to go talk to chat or anything like that. It was just an item. They told her to go to this site, look up this item, check out, put the item in your cart, and proceed to the checkout. And that was it. And then stop right there, and that was it. She may have had to take a screenshot just to show them. But other than that, mystery shop is by far one of the easiest, best side hustles out there, because think about it. You don't have to jump through hoops. You don't have to go through all of the rigmarole with a work from home job. Some of these work from home jobs, you may have to do 2 and 3 interviews. You may have to do a phone interview with the recruiter. They may have a second recruiter You got to do an interview with them. Could be an HR person. You got to do an interview with them. Could be a team lead, and you may have to do an interview with them. Some of the interviews may be over the phone. Some of the interviews may be through Zoom or video. So with the mystery shops, you don't have to do all of that. You just simply go on the site, fill out the application or register, put in some information, and then next thing you know, you'll be getting emails and they'll be reaching out saying, hey, we got this shop in your area, that shop, this shop, that shop, this shop. This is how much the shops pay. If you want to do the shop, go ahead and sign up to do the shop. So you didn't have to You didn't have to turn in a resume. You didn't have to do an interview. You didn't have to have experience to get on with these companies. Believe it or not, I would say maybe go back, take a look at the live stream from yesterday, and we're going to put the rest of the live streams back up on the channel, but we ran into some issues with YouTube, so we had to take them down, but we're going to put them back up. But once we put them back up, look at some of those live streams. The live streams are where the magic happens. The live streams are where you guys get a chance, for those of you that are new to our channel, or maybe you've never been on a live stream. The live streams are where the queens and the kings, we all come together as a community and share what we have been doing in our lives, whether it's making $1, $2, $5, $10. But we do have a lot of queens that like to come on here and share what type of income they are bringing in. And I'm not saying that mystery shop will work for every single person here. No, it may and it may not. But if it does not work for you, there are a variety of different tasks that you guys can do to still bring in money from home. But it starts with you. It starts with that mindset, because if you have a closed mindset, a closed mind don't make money. To me, that's just my opinion, my personal opinion on that. But if you have an open mind to say, let me take a look at this mystery shop company that Carol speaks about, or let me take a look at this gaming app that the queen says she made $200 or $300 from. Let me see if I can make some money off of these apps. So I'm gonna drop Ellis in the chat. This is the apartment mystery shop company. Tan has done this one, and we've had several other queens here to do this one also. Hey, Stephanie. She says, hey, Carl. Hey, everyone in the chat. I missed you guys last night. I fell asleep while watching Laugh Out Loud. I hope everyone is doing good. That's okay, Queen. Welcome back. And again, keeping it 100. So with the mystery shops, Queen, those are easy to register for. You just may have to give like some basic information, first name, last name, maybe a phone number. Some of them may not ask for that, and an email address. Miss Buttercup, since I am not a tax professional, Queen, I really can't answer that question. All I can say is when it comes to the taxes, if you are over a certain amount, they will send you the I-9 form, because you do have to pay taxes on the money that you make, but over a certain amount. Felicia says, preach, Carl. Say it again for the folks in the back. Let the congregation say boom shakalaka. Miss Buttercup said, when having many hustles. Yep. Queen Helen, she's on here. Queen Autism Mummy. These queens both have about 50 side hustles a piece. I can't even keep up with them. They have so many. Hey, the Leo says, greetings. If a remote company fires a lot of people at once for not reaching a 90% performance rating after 2 weeks of hire, is it a good company to work for? I would say, well, that does not depend on the company. You said they didn't reach. That's what you said. You said fired a lot of people at once for them not reaching the performance rating. A lot of companies do that, the Leo. A lot of them do that. So what the Leo is asking or saying is, I don't know if you're with the company, but they're saying that if a company lets people go after not reaching a 90% performance rating after 2 weeks of hire, is this a good company to work for? That has nothing to do with the company. That has something to do with the people. A lot of companies, sometimes the initial, when you first fill out the application, they may send you a link to go and take an assessment, right? Okay, so you get past that assessment and you like, okay, I'm hired because I passed the assessment. But when you get in training, this is how they weed folks out. So y'all listen carefully. When you get to training, sometimes they don't even tell you, well, at the end of training, you're going to have to take another assessment. Because the assessment will go over everything that you learn in training. That's why I say on these videos, it is very important to listen. If you don't listen to me, then once you get in these training classes, you're going to have to listen to somebody. The trainer just ain't training y'all and just talking to y'all for their health. No, at the end of those trainings, sometimes, not all the companies, but the majority of them, they do what is called a second assessment. So that right there, the Leo, that's really not on the company. That's just the policy. If you pass, then you go and you're hired. And you still may have to do more tests after that. Just depends on who the company is. But if you pass the first assessment, you get to the training. At the end of the training, they have another assessment. And you pass that assessment. And they'll say, okay, if you pass with an 80%, 70%, or whatever the percent is, you're hired. But if you don't pass, that's just the company's policy. I don't think it's a bad company. It's just those people, for whatever reason, they didn't pass. But see, that's the key. Number one key, you got to listen. You got to listen. Because if you don't listen, how you going to be able to do the job? You're going to have to listen to somebody. You want to work from home. And I just feel like listening, those are like basic skills. We learned that in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. We learn how to listen. We learn how to, write stuff down, put stuff into complete thoughts and sentences. They give you quizzes. You learn how to read the question first, or I think our teachers taught us how to read the answers first, then go back and read the question. So you got to be able to listen when it comes to work from home, and you have to be able to read with some type of understanding. And my thing is, if you don't get it the first time, that does not make you a failure. Reread it. Take your time, slow down, and reread the questions, or reread whatever it is that they are trying to get you to do. Ms. Wilkins said, I couldn't fit in the red. She said also, so $6 on prolific. Okay. She said 6 on forthright. She got 20,000 points on Rewardia, and she got 24,000 points on Fetch. All right, Queen. Prolific is a good one. Congratulations. So Prolific is a survey site, but it is not like the typical, I would say, survey sites. But you guys may want to check this one out. This is a good one, number 15 on the list. They do have a wait list. Some queens were able to sign up, get on, and get right off. Some people, it took about a week, 2 weeks to get on and get off the wait list. But I would say check out Prolific and check out Cloud Research Connect. So number 15, number 16 is Cloud Research Connect. Ms. Buttercup says, oh, okay, thanks. No problem, Queen. Hey, Drea. Drea says, hi, everyone. I think it's $600 to receive a 1099 from the employer. I think so, too. Amber says, yes, this is true. I trained for a company that outsourced to Conduit after the training. Some didn't make it. Yeah, that's how it is. It has nothing to do with the companies. That's just their policies. A lot of them, they do the assessments, and that's to weed, of course, that's to weed people out. And then you're in the classroom, and y'all been in these trainings, and y'all see how some of these people be acting in these trainings. They not paying attention. They asking the recruiter, well, can you, or the trainer, can you repeat it? I didn't get it. Can you repeat it? I didn't get it. How many times they got to repeat it, lady? Are you not paying attention? Because that's how people would be behind those screens. Like, how many times do they have to repeat it before you catch on and before you get it. And that's why at the end, because they know that somebody's there watching TV, talking on the phone, you texting, you on TikTok, you scrolling on Facebook, and that assessment coming at the end of their training, and now they're going to weed some more people out. So they know if you don't pass the assessment, bye-bye. They're not going to waste time. Time is money to these companies. So listen. Rule number one, you got to listen when you are in those trainings. You have to listen and you have to pay attention. You have to. Because if you don't, when it comes time for you to do the job, you're going to be the one sitting over there like, what I'm supposed to do? I don't know. I wasn't listening. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't write. I didn't take no notes. I don't know what to do. And then guess what? They're going to be monitoring them calls, especially like when you're a newbie. They're going to stay on your phone listening and trying to see how are you doing with the calls. Are you hitting those components that you must hit? The metrics, as they say, the metrics. Are you hitting the metrics? Oh, somebody called in and they wanted a refund and you just sat there and was like a deer in headlights. You didn't know what to do? So here comes another way to get rid of you, to weed you out. So very important when we are in those trainings, you must listen and pay attention. Ms. Buttercup says, thank you, Drew. It seems confusing when people have a lot of side jobs. Amber says, train the employees. Melanie says, hello, everyone. Hey, Queen. And if anybody else has any good news that they want to share with the family, be sure to drop it like it's hot. Put it in the chat so that we can celebrate you. I don't know what happened to Tangia, y'all. I'm going to have to call her. I'm going to have to pause and call her and see. She not responding. Let's see. I'm going to let her phone ring. But yep, very important that we listen to the trainers. I'm going to say mother of four. She says, I'm new here. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Now, if you are new to working from home, mother of four, I do have some newbie-friendly companies. They are phone jobs, though. Now, I will be talking about some data entry jobs on the stream. And some of them you don't have to have experience. So this is the list of the newbie-friendly. And there are 7 companies on the list. No problem, Queen. Anybody else got any good news they want to share with the family? Or any more questions? I do have another list of companies that you can do from your phone. So if you have a phone, Android or an iPhone, I do have a list of companies. Let me go find it. There are like over 60 companies on here. Some of these are gaming sites. Some of them are survey sites. Some are mystery shop sites that you can do from your phone. One company on here is a field inspector. Now that one, it is done outside of the home. I View It is another one where you go and take pictures of properties like Could be commercial property, could be residential properties. This is an easy one though. Field agent, they're on here. Tan has done plenty of tasks for field agent. Moby is another mystery shop site. That one, it pays out gift cards. They don't pay out to PayPal. Product Tube is a good one. We've had several people to cash out to Amazon gift cards for going in stores and talking about a product, just making videos about different products. Be My Eye, that's another good one we got from one of the queens. There is a texting company on here that I used to work for. Swag Books. The one that the queen just mentioned, they're on here, Rewardia. So y'all take a look at these. You can use, again, you can use your phone. Queen Shantae, she says, I mentioned before, but I just want others who need this info to take advantage. Hang on, Queen, let me put it up. Take advantage of it. She says PCS for People is a place for people in need to get very cheap hotspot internet and very cheap computers. Thank you, Queen. So the Queen, she's sharing some information for those of you that don't have a computer. This company here, they will make a way for you to get a computer hotspot internet for very cheap. So the Queen, she put the information. She put the information here. Thank you, Queen, for sharing. PCS. PCS for People. That's the name of the company. So y'all be sure to check it out. And if anybody else has any good news, I think Tan, she gonna stick her head on here in a few. Anybody else has any good news that they want to share? Y'all be sure to drop it like it's hot in this chat. Make sure you like and share the video. It's free and it don't cost you nothing. Felicia says, thank you, Shantae. She says, for the information. Miata says, I signed up for PC for People. Okay. Have you heard anything back, Miata? Or did you just sign up just recently? We've had we did a video about some company I cannot remember. There are some other companies that do the same thing as the PC for, but I cannot remember who it is. I can't remember. Y'all hang on one second. Thank y'all. I'm back. Shantae says, you're welcome, Felicia. Shantae says, hotspot is small. You can put it in your back pocket. Oh, really? She says, and it is $15 a month. Oh, that's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable. So that's what the queen said. She said the hotspot is small. She says you can put it in your back pocket, and it is $15 a month. Reasonable. Drea says, what do you think about the sites that want to pay to your bank account? Which sites, Drea? Is it a side hustle? Now, some of the remote jobs, I would say the majority of the remote jobs, they do direct deposit. But like the side hustles, they don't do like the bank accounts. Most of them do either gift cards or PayPal. So is it a remote job, Queen, or is it a side hustle, or do you have a name of a company? Hey, Queen Bonita. She says, hello, everyone. I liked and shared. Miata says, yes, I did hear back from them, but I don't have a car to go pick it up, so I have to order one. Oh, okay. Well, that's good that we know that they do respond, because I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that they've heard back from them. So thank you, Miata, for sharing the information. So now we know that, yes, they do respond back. But let me know, Drea, if you have a company's name, if we need to go and look it up. We had one of the queens here last night, and she found a company online that required her to accept and reship packages, which known scam that has been floating around the internet for quite some time. So if you come across anything like that, run. I have not seen or heard of any legit company that would need for you to accept the package and repackage it and reship it. Have not seen one. Well, let me know, Drea, if anybody else here has any good news that they want to share with the Two Chicks family. Y'all be sure to let me know in the chat. Thank y'all so much. And thank y'all so much for popping on this live stream too. Because I didn't really know. I just said, I'm just going to go and I'm going to talk about these data entry jobs. If somebody come on, they come on. If y'all miss it, y'all miss it. Because I know we have not been on here. We were out for like a couple of weeks. Not due to anything that we know of. Because we still really don't know. We still don't really know what's going on with the work from home space on this platform. Leonica says, I am back. And she says, congratulations, my Wilkinson. Leonica, have you been playing any new games? Cherise says, interesting that you bring that up, Carl. I just signed up for, never heard of that one. Where you get it from, Cherie? She says, shipping. Do you think it's a scam? I ain't never heard what they want you to do. I've never heard of the company. Let me see if I can Google. Or ask ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is good too. Let me know, Cherie. Look like I pulled some up, but not about a job though. And what is the job? What did they say you would actually be doing? I guess this scam must have resurfaced. Because I used to see this one when I first started working from home. This was like the one that was just out there, but I hadn't seen this one in a while until one of our queens came on the stream last night and talked about a company that she applied to. But it's like, I guess my train of thought is like, why would they have to ship it to me and then I got to take it, repackage it, and then reroute it someplace else? Why can't they just ship it to whoever, UPS or through DHL or through FedEx, and send it on to the person? Why do they need me to be the middleman for the merchandise? So that's where it kind of, to me, the red flags start going up. Like, I'm not finna be involved in this. Because where is the package coming from? Is it coming from overseas, or where is it going to? Is it coming from a store, coming to the person, and then that person has to ship it overseas? You don't want the FBI coming to your front door because you didn't know what was going on, what's in this package. You didn't know any of that. So you don't want to be involved in that. If you come across any job like that and they saying, oh, we're going to pay you $300. We just need you to take this package and have it, rerouted someplace else and reroute it here. You better turn it down. Turn it down. Cherie say, oh, wait a minute, let me back up. Hang on, Cherie. Leonica says she's doing great, Felicia. She says, I've been playing games on the Benjamin app for now in Best Play and got to get back on Fun to Play, which is just like Just Play, and not sure if Fun to Play is for iPhone, but it is for the Android. Okay. It's shipping from, Miata says, it's shipping the one from Target. See, I don't know. Cherie says, I believe you're accepting packages that people ordered that won't ship to certain places. So what's the certain place it won't ship to, Cherie? Shantae says, I hope we are both. Melanie and Mo say it's fraudulent. Well, I don't know, Mike. See, that's the thing. You don't know what's in the box. The Leo says, has anyone heard of the app Shift Key for healthcare providers? It's a good work when you want app. I've never heard of that one, the Leo. Which phone is it on? Is it on Android or iPhone or both? Melanie and Mo says, purchase with a stolen card and the shipping can be traced. Oh, yes, ma'am. It most definitely can be traced. Latrice said, yeah, that sounds suspicious. Mia said, Shantae, we are, but I think there is called shipped. Felicia says it sounds sus. Yeah, so Helen says, I see a Reddit thread about shipping from a couple of years ago. Looks like a third-party site that lets people order things from overseas and have them sent to a host. And the U.S. website looks good. Yep. I knew it was gonna have something to do with overseas. That is a big red flag, and that is a no-no. No. It's on both. Okay. I've never heard of that one, the Leo. Is it a new app? Do you know? Helen says some people are complaining, others say it's legit. I don't know. Right. Shantae says shipped is something else. That's like Instacart. Leonica says shipped is like Instacart where you deliver people's groceries to their home. Yeah. But that one, Helen, I wouldn't do it. I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't chance it. Because the queen from last night, I can't think of the name of the company she gave, but it wasn't shipping. It was called something else. But she said she did receive a check from them, but she was going to take the check to the bank. She wasn't going to cash it. She was going to take it to the bank and ask the bank if it was legit. But I'm like, I mean, no, because why again, if I'm purchasing something and I'm purchasing something from Sheen, why do I have to reroute the package to Helen and then Helen got to reroute the package someplace else? That just don't make no sense to me. Mike Jerome says green and black logo. Okay. Now Wilkinson says check with the BBB. Melanie Mo says Walmart uses ship to do deliveries. Helen says it's a service for people to buy from companies that don't ship to their country, so they ship it to the host and have them ship it. I ain't shipping nothing. I'm keeping your package. I'm not shipping anything because I don't need the folks coming to my house. And that's exactly where they coming to, you. Because how they gonna go overseas? They not gonna get in trouble. You are. Yeah, you're gonna be the one left holding the bag. Helen said, but you still could be doing something illegal, like adult toys are illegal in certain countries, so my vendor won't ship there. I technically could order it and ship there myself, but it's illegal. See, so and like the other queen said, credit card could be stolen. They gonna think it's you. You accepted the package. They gonna say you did it. Ms. Wilson said, Better Business Bureau. That to me, it just sounds real sketchy, and I don't need them folks coming to my house. No. So that type of wouldn't do it, turning it down. I'm not gonna do it. So just be careful, people, because there are a lot of scams going on. And they know that people are losing jobs. They watch what's going on over here in the U.S. A lot of the scammers are from overseas, especially with the work from home. Just by the grammar, the language, the tone, a lot of them are overseas. And notice how, if you have ever come across one, notice how they will not do a phone interview. They will not do a Zoom video interview. They won't do it, because once you hear that voice, then you're gonna know, oh yeah, you overseas. How you hiring over here in the United States, but the company is way across the waters? They're not gonna do it. That's the red flag right there. And then they'll say, oh, well, get off of this app and go to this app, and we're gonna do an interview. How are you doing the interview? You don't even know nothing about me. How did I get the job? I didn't even fill an application out. I did not send in a resume. You know nothing about me. How are you going to send me a check for $2,000? You don't even know me. You just gonna give me some money? The people fall for it. People fall for that one every day, all day. So don't fall for it, people. Companies, real legit remote jobs, do not send checks. They don't have to. They're just going to send you the computer. If it's a laptop, it's a desktop. Whatever it is, they're going to send it. You don't have to receive a check and then take the check to the bank and go and purchase it. And then another thing, why would you take the check to the bank and then they'll tell you, okay, well, the check is $1,000. Go purchase the computer and send us the rest back? Why would I do that? What real company is going to give you some money and then tell you to send the rest back? Red flag. Red flag. So don't be fooled by what you see. If the data entry job say $50 an hour, it ain't $50. It ain't even a real job. It's not even a real company. They could be saying it's Conduent. Go on Conduent site. Conduent don't pay $50 an hour. Got to be smart about it. Got to do some research. Don't give nobody your personal information. I don't care if it's your first name, your last name. Don't give anyone your personal information without going and doing the research first. That is a must. That's a must. Must do the research first. I do, Felicia. I'll put it here. That is a must. Must do the research first before anybody gets your personal information. I don't care if you're getting the job from me. Still go and do the research. Yep, still go and do the research. And no real company, again, is going to send you a check in the mail for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and say, oh, well, just go buy the equipment and then you just send us the rest back. Don't do it. Don't cash that check. The police is coming and you're going to be arrested. And I would hate for that to happen to anybody that has been following our channel. Really anybody in general. Even if you come over here and look at the videos and you don't follow the channel, but you just come here to look to get the information, just don't do that. Stay away from those types of companies. And if you are unsure, come here, ask, or do a quick Google search. Call the company. Hey, I got an email from Jane Doe. She said she gonna send me a check. You know, are you guys really hiring for customer service reps? Are you really hiring for data entry operators? Because they know that data entry, that gets everybody. Everybody wants a data entry job. They know that. They know that people are right now, a lot of people are looking for work from home jobs, remote jobs, online jobs. They know this. I'm telling y'all, they watch everything. When you go into some of these groups on Facebook, don't y'all see some scammers in them groups? They be all on the post, posting links to fake companies. And if you click on the link, they call those phishing links. If you click on the link, it'll attach itself to your computer and they'll be trying to zap all of your information off your computer, everything. And a lot of us, we do pay bills online. So we have access to, you know, our bank accounts and things like that. So just be mindful when you are in some of these Facebook groups as well, because the scammers are in there. They're going to flock to what they know people are looking for. So if I'm looking for a remote job, where y'all think the scammers gonna be? In them Facebook groups, on TikTok, in them comments, on some of these other platforms in the comments. Y'all probably done seen some scammers in our comments. I'm pretty sure you have. I'm pretty sure we had somebody impersonating us a few years ago. I say maybe like 2023. We had someone that was actually in the comments saying, hey, I'm doing a giveaway. And I'm like, this is not us. And I had to report them to YouTube because it was a scammer. So just be mindful, people, when it comes to these remote jobs. Let me see. I know I skipped some of y'all, so I'm trying to scroll back up and see. Leonica says she has 36 on the Benjamin app. She cashed out 87 cents on Best Play, got a new phone. Fun to Play cashed out 27 cents and have $2.91 on Prime Opinion. Congratulations, Queen. Felicia says, exactly, Carol. That's how they make their money, from people out of desperation. Yes, sad. They don't care or think God doesn't see it. Exactly. Melanie and Bo says, and they are taking over Indeed and spamming emails and texts for positions you haven't applied for. Yep, they are taking over Indeed. Leonica says, overall, she has earned $33.91 on Prime Opinion. Congrats, Queen. So, Felicia, I do have the link for equipment provided companies. So, if you are someone and you're looking for companies that provide equipment, and again, they're not sending you no checks. You're not getting a check. You're going to get the actual equipment. So I dropped the link in the chat, and there are 71 companies on this list. Felicia says, congrats, Leonica. She says, thank you, Carl. Leonica says, thank you, Felicia. Helen says, my friend guy likes to mess with scammers. One text him about a job. He kept saying, let's get on a phone call. They claimed they didn't want to give their number because men always hit on them. See? They don't want to talk because once you hear that voice or do the FaceTime, the camera or whatever, the video, once you see and hear the voice, it's over. They know the jig is up. The scam is over. And that's why it's go to this platform, go to this platform, go to this platform. A real company is not going to do that. Now, if they have you to go to a platform, it may be for a video interview. But again, we have to do our research. Queen Latricia, she got 42 on paid viewpoint. 12 on paid viewpoint. Congrats, Queen. Leonica says, congrats. I've been with paid viewpoint since 2015. Felicia says, yes, that's what that scam email folks told me. I can choose between Apple and Windows, and we will send you a check to pay for it. So this is what Felicia said, y'all. She encountered a scammer. Oh, well, welcome.
Welcome.
So hey. Y'all be careful. Helen says, don't ever click links or call phone numbers you're not sure of. Mike Jerome says, tell us about the envelope scam. Envelope. Which one was that, Mike Jerome? Is that the one Tan talked about? That stuff in the envelopes, Mike Jerome, let us know. Viscounter, she says, true, the check thing is an old scam from 2011. It's starting to come back around, Viscounters, because a lot of people that probably never worked from home before was in the brick and mortar. You know, a lot of these companies have laid people off. So a lot of people are at home now looking for remote jobs. They know nothing about a check scam. They know nothing about it. So if I'm new to working from home and I know nothing about working from home, I know nothing about a check scam. I don't even know nothing about a scam from a scam. And somebody approaches me or somebody posts something in the group and say, hey, you know, this company is hiring. I inquire about the information. They give me the information. They're saying, okay, well, you know, give us your first name, last name. We just need some basic details. And then, oh, you're hired. So I'm going to think, okay, I got a job, girl. I'm going to call everybody on the phone and say, y'all, I got hired with this company, blah, blah, blah. They're going to send me a check. They told me to take the money and go and purchase my equipment. I'm going to go get the new Apple computer or whatever it is I want to get. So I'm not thinking about, oh, this could be a scam. I'm not thinking about that. I just lost my job at FedEx or UPS or one of these top-notch companies. I need to make money because I got bills to pay. This person came, said they had a job. They're going to offer me a job. I'm not thinking to go and try to do some research. So that scam from way back when is starting to resurface again. That shipping scam from way back when it's starting to come back around. I'm telling y'all, they pay attention to what is going on over here in these USA streets. They do. Because how else do they know to go into these Facebook groups and go in the comments with their little scammy links? How else do they know?
Yeah.
And it'll be several. And that's the crazy part. It's several of them will be on a post. And if you notice the link, it'll say Google. I see this a lot, but it'll be a different link. Each one of them will have a different link and just want you to click on it. And
Yeah.
so, right. So, right says, hello, Two Chicks fam. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie says, hey, Leonica. Leonica says, thanks, Carl. Leonica says, hey, Stephanie, how are you? Felicia says, thank you, Carl. Got it. No problem, Queen. Stephanie says she's okay. How are you? She says, where have you been? Laugh out loud. I haven't seen you live in a hot minute. Miss Countess says, I block them when they start even talking about sending money, but that's been around for many years. Leonica says, hey, Tan, how are you?
I'm good.
Buttercup,
How are
thank
you?
you. Just what I needed. Leonica says, I've been live a lot, Stephanie. Stephanie says, hey, Tan. Shantae says, hey, Tan.
Hey, y'all.
Stephanie says, have you been live on your other channel? Because I haven't seen you. Felicia says, Tan, welcome, Queen.
Queen.
Miss Wilkinson says, hey, Tan. Miata says, hey, Tan. And Felicia says, what are you drinking, Tan?
Water. I need to go get my water. I left it in my room.
Leonica says, I can't go live on my gaming channel until I reach 50 subscribers. I've been live on my main channel that you always see me on, Stephanie. Oh, okay. I didn't know you had a gaming channel, Leonica. Is it on YouTube? Ms. Wilson says, thank you, Leonica, and congrats to you as well. Make that money. She says, make that dough. Jiggle what? Jiggle who? Laugh out loud. Leonica says, I will be live after Tan and Curl. Stephanie says, I have been watching for you and haven't seen you. Laugh out loud. Melanie and Mo says, I got to start doing some of these surveys and games and gigs to get some of this easy and quick money. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yonica says, thanks, my Wilkerson. Laugh out loud. Stephanie says, okay, I will watch for you. She says, are you getting the notifications, Stephanie? Blue Phoenix says, has anyone had luck with branded surveys? Um,
Brandon Surveys is a good one.
yeah, we've had quite a few Blue Phoenix that has people here that have made money off of branded.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody's here in the chat tonight, but if anybody is here in the chat and you have some tips for Blue Phoenix on branded surveys, please drop it. Leonica says, that's probably why you have been missing me, but I will be live. She says, yes, but I can't post the link here because I'm not a mod. Oh, okay, I didn't know. Felicia said, Leonica, what is your channel? Nadine says, hello, everyone. Anyone working for...
Hold on. I got to go get the door. Hold on.
Okay. Nadine, hey Queen. She says, anyone working for Respondology, someone reached out about them recruiting and stated that they use Stripe for payouts. Is this correct? Now, from my understanding, Nadine, they use PayPal. Never heard of them using Stripe. Did you go to their website, Queen? I would say go to their website. I think it's respondology.com. Let me see. Now they could have changed it. I don't know, but as far as I know, I've never heard nobody say they use Stripe, and I've only seen like PayPal on their site. Let's see. Yeah. I've only known them to pay out weekly to PayPal. I don't see anything about Stripe on here. Felicia says, yes, Branded is my baby. I've been on Branded for the last 2 years. Yeah, Felicia, I forgot you were doing Branded and you were paying your bills off of Branded. So, yep. So, Blue Phoenix, yes, Queen Felicia, she's in here. She was doing Branded for the last couple of years, paying her bills off of Branded. Um, Blue says, Felicia, I just really started with it. It has been slow, but I was able to make 60 to put on my internet bill. Well, congratulations, Blue, on the 60. That's good. Felicia says, branded surveys like other sites, you have to stick with it. It'll start to pay off. On Sundays, you have to, she says, you have a chance to gain bonus points. It does pay off. Nadine says, okay, thanks. It's been a while since I applied. Oh, okay, Queen. One of our queens here, she makes around, I think it's 2,000 a month off of Respawn. Queen Natalie. She was here last week on the stream. She's one of our mods also. I hadn't seen her this week. I didn't see her yesterday, but she was here last week on the stream. But she makes around 2,000 on Respawn. Keeping it 100, Branded is a survey site. I do have them on this list. Let me see. Number 8, if you guys want to check them out. We have not seen our king. We have a king that does Branded. Makes around 300 a week off of Branded surveys. We haven't talked to WG in a while. I'm trying to email him and see what he's been up to. But number 8 on the list is Branded surveys. If you guys want to check them out. Felicia says, yes, Blue Phoenix. She says, me too. I pay my cell phone and get groceries. Carl and Tan have been a real blessing with the survey sites and the side hustles. Blue Phoenix says, I heard one time that someone makes 300 a week, and I was like, no way, laugh out loud. Yeah. He sent us the payment proof, Blue Phoenix. I think it was last year. And we did post it in our Facebook group. So yeah. Miss Buttercup, she says, what is Respawn? I missed it. So one of the queens, she was talking about Respawn. Respawn is a company where you are like a moderator. So you're the person that will be in the comments, deleting negative comments. This is an easy one. They do have a wait list, and they are state specific. That's the only drawback to Respawn. They are state specific.
Yeah.
If I can, do we get them on the link? But it is a good side hustle, I would say. Like I said, one of our queens, she's not on here. Natalie, she was here last week. She makes around 500 a week off of Respawn. And I do have a link if anyone here is interested in that one. You can do this one from your phone. Evan says, Tan, I don't think you heard. Hubby got me a new iPad. I'm loving it. Now I'm not loud.
Congrats, President. Welcome to the Apple world.
Tan, when you gonna buy me an iPad?
I'm going to get one of these ones that's out here. About 3 or 4 of them over here.
Right.
You can get one of these.
I'm sure gonna come and get one. Okay, so let me see. Miss Buttercup, she says thank you, and Felicia says Blue Phoenix. I do both branded on my computer and cell phone, so it's kind of doing double duty. Blue Phoenix says Felicia, I try to get through the tiers to build up the backup points. I want to push past each amount I make, so I challenge myself, but it ain't for the week.
Nope.
Laugh out loud. No, it ain't for the week now.
Definitely not for the week.
Mm-mm. But I think like WG, it took him about a good, I think 90 days before
Yeah.
he just really started seeing some money, Blue Phoenix. So starting out with some of the survey sites, you may not see a lot, but if you just keep going and be consistent with it and show them like, hey, I'm here, I'm taking surveys, you know, the money will start to increase. Because he said the same thing. He was about to throw in the towel, but then in that 90-day time frame,
Yeah.
he saw where the money was gradually going up and up and up. Sometimes it's the same thing with the gaming apps. Just Play, I noticed that on Just Play, when I play a lot, I get more money. But if I just play, like, let's say Monday, and then I skip 5 days and I start back playing again, maybe like Saturday, the money, it'll drop, it'll tank. But if I stay consistent every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, not saying all day, but every day, and just putting in the times, Miss Tawana, she's bringing in $400 a month off of Just Play, $100 a week straight to PayPal off of the app, Just Play, the gaming app. So it most definitely can be done, but you just have to show the companies, hey, look, I'm consistent. Same thing with Mystery Shop. Once you start showing the schedulers that you are reliable, you're dependable, you're going to go and get the job done, you're going to do these shops, they will start to send you more shops that pay more money. Miss Buttercup, she says, I am. Felicia says, yes, ma'am, Leonica. Stephanie says, my son and I are now on our second iPads, and of course, his is better than mine again, Mr. Techie, 13-year-old. All right. Felicia says, no, not for the week. She says, yes, it took WG a while, but he shared his schedule and it helped me out with branded. OCE says 300 a week will help me so much. Laugh out loud. Let me dust off the laptop in here. Now, OCE, I'm going to have to get on you now. Now, why you got that laptop over there and that laptop ain't making you money? If you got a phone, why isn't that phone making you some type of money? If Queen Natalie can bring in $2,000 off of Respondology from her phone, you guys should be trying to do the same thing or something similar. There's no reason why you should have a phone and the phone can't bring some type of income.
It's a little money.
Something. Now I just put a link in here. Some of you guys may have missed it, so I'm gonna go back and get it. I put a link in here with a list of over 60 companies that you guys can do from your cell phone. Now, some of our queens, some of these companies actually came from some of the queens here in this chat. Free Cash is the first one on here. Free Cash is a gaming site. This is a good one. We've had several queens that were able to pay bills off of Free Cash, light bills. Respondology, the one I just talked about, that one is on here. Just Play, that one is also on here. Inbox Dollars, that's one of my favorite ones. Now with Inbox Dollars, you can do a lot. They have like the games, you can read emails, you can search the internet, you can scan receipts, you can do offers, you can take surveys. So they have like a ton of different ways to make money off of their site. Branded is on here also. The Benjamin app, this is the one that Queen Leonica does. They are on this list as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get y'all to making some type of money off of that cell phone.
Yes.
Some type.
No.
Keeping it 100. So you ladies are amazing. Thank you so much for sending out great vibes and support to everyone looking for a side hustle. Thank you, Queen. We appreciate the love. Felicia says, right, Carl, you have to be consistent. That's with all of them. Yes. Blue Phoenix says, Felicia, indeed, I get happy once I get through the levels for the week because I for sure am not dropping back down to bronze. That's a hard no. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you don't want to do that, Queen. Leonica says that's her channel name, and did you see it? Blue Phoenix says I was sitting one week doing pay viewpoint on one screen and branded on the other. She says I got to 52 last week on pay viewpoint. I've been in here eyes crossed. That's the eyes crossed, Queen. Stephanie says, Leonica, your ad is at Leonica15 for people to find you on YouTube. Hey, Brenda. Brenda says hi. Blue Phoenix says, Felicia, see, I was thinking about that, but couldn't figure out a schedule. I just hopped on. Yeah, he gave a schedule. Blue Phoenix, I can't remember the schedule. Felicia, if you know the schedule, Queen, and you don't mind putting it here, if you remember, because it's been so long ago, please do so. No, Brenda, they do have a application, Queen. They are on this list. Once you click on it, just scroll down and you'll see the application process. It'll say first name, last name, email. Felicia says, Blue, she says, the most I made in a week on branded has been $93 in about 2 weeks. Well, congratulations, Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Congrats.
Yeah, that is.
And if you remember, Felicia, the schedule or your schedule, if you want to share, please put it in the chat. Hey, Meeks, they didn't notify you. I just popped on her, Queen. So I don't think a lot of people, I really think that a lot of people didn't get notified because it was like a spare of the moment thing. Brenda says, thanks, no problem, Queen. Me says, hi, ladies in chat.
Hey, Queen.
What's going on, Monte Meeks? So this is what Felicia has posted about her schedule. Blue or anyone else here may want to take a screenshot. 9 to 12, 1 to 3 p.m., 3:15 to 5 p.m. And that is with working branded on my phone too. So she's doing branded from her phone and her Chromebook.
Sorry, Carol, girl. They keep messing with me.
You said they messing with you. Felicia says, hi, Meeks. Tracy says, hey, kings and queens. Hey, Tracy. Felicia says, that's WG schedule, and I worked it too with him. Thank you, Felicia.
Thank you, Felicia.
I'm okay here on Fancy Hands, waiting for stuff to pop up. ETC hasn't kicked off for me yet, but still hoping it will. Okay, Queen.
It's gonna
Tracy
come
says, I
through.
brand it out if I can do it on my phone and my tablet. Yeah. Felicia says, Tan's facial expressions is tickling me. Me says, hi, Felicia. So if you missed the link for the companies that you can do from your phone, I am going to repost it. If you missed it, check this list out. And the majority of the side gigs and side hustles, they don't require interviews and resumes. So if you are someone that is not looking for, those companies where you got to go through a resume, an interview, or this and a that, take a look at the side gigs and the side hustles.
Yeah, if you are looking for a part-time job, check out the side gigs and side hustles.
And there are over 60 companies on this list. Blue Finish, she says, Felicia, after that first time I got on and made the money for the internet, I wanted to see if I could beat what I made. And the second time in a week and a half, I made 81 on branded. Okay, go ahead, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on the 81.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. I got the screenshot. Okay.
Hey, Queen, congrats.
Now, is branded Blue Phoenix, is that the only survey site that you are doing, Queen? Or is that like your main one? Because I know everybody has like the main one that they like to do, and then they may have like number 2, number 3, number 4. So is that your main one or your only one? I would say if so, try Prime Opinion. A lot of our queens seem to like Prime Opinion.
Yeah.
And they are on this list. They are number 1. Now, one of our queens, she does Survey Junkie, Queen Karima. She likes Survey Junkie. I think they're number 2. Hey Cash is another good one. Now with Hey Cash, we've had several queens to let us know that with that one, even if you don't qualify, they will still pay you something if you don't qualify for the survey. So I know some people will say, I can't stand the surveys because I always get kicked off and I don't never qualify. Well, Hey Cash is a little bit different because even if you don't qualify, you can still make money with this company. So I'm gonna drop the link here for Hey Cash in the chat if anyone is interested in that one. And I got one more I'm gonna put here. This one is called the Bronx Panel. Now, this one is what they call a video survey site. Now, according to their site, you can make up to $10 per survey, and we've had several queens to already cash out on this one. So y'all check out the Bronx Panel.
Hey, don't go back up there and drain the water out.
Let's see. That's right.
Where you can get up to 10 per survey. Okay, I think we're ready. I think y'all ready for the job.
I know I got on late. Okay. All right. I gotta get. Did I see you the link? No. Never mind. Answer my own question. My phone is somewhere here. Hold on, Carol. Computer acting crazy. Okay. There you go. All right, guys. Carol is going to post the link in the chat The first one we have is from Conduit. It is a data entry level remote position. Your schedule will be 7 to 3 Monday through Friday, or 2 to 10 Monday through Friday. They do offer benefits as well as a pay performance bonus. You're providing a production services to client operation by performing administrative tasks such as data entry, receiving documents, both electronic and hard copy, processing documents, following internal, identifying any gaps in required information. You'll be identifying documents and their purpose to create database information. You'll provide great customer service, training and cross training others as needed. You need to type 45 words a minute, be able to have experience working under pressure with strict deadlines, fast pace. You must be 18 years or older, pass both criminal background and drug screen, be detail oriented, have good problem solving, communication skills, accurately interpret information, and follow written and verbal instructions. You must be hardwired. They will test, and you must have a high school diploma. So check out Conduit.
And they will send you the equipment.
Thank you, Carol. And ABC Legal has a data entry specialist. Now, this is state specific, so they're looking for people in Indiana, Wisconsin, North Dakota, Kentucky, Alabama, Florida, Oklahoma, Michigan, North Carolina, or South Carolina. The data entry specialist and QC personnel facilitate the production and the process of accurate documentation provided in the process server teams. As a data entry specialist, you'll review and confirm work, enter into the system, solve issues, and escalate it as needed. You'll review and file legal documents using internal systems and email, participate in ongoing training to expand knowledge of the industry and process, investigate discrepancies as they arise, complete additional projects as assigned. You do not need any experience. Data entry experience is a plus. You need a high school diploma, ability to perform repetitive tasks with accuracy, exceptional attention to detail, desire and ability to be a team player, experience and basic proficiency in Microsoft Office, type 40 to 50 words a minute, and they do offer insurance. And the schedule is Monday through Friday. Bo Business is looking for a data enrichment associate. You'll execute data enrichment tasks with precision and efficiency following client-defined protocols and training. You'll primarily focus on application data entry, vendor resource verifications, and board certifications, which includes proactive follow-up with various state boards for status updates. Deliver a timely and highly quality execution of all assigned tasks. This is a 100% full-time remote position. You'll receive clear goals and comprehensive training resources to help you succeed with the autonomy of manager execution and delivery. You need strong written and verbal communication skills, availability to work 40 hours per week, starting immediately, demonstrated technology proficiency, including comfort with various software applications, online databases, efficient use of digital tools for data management, experience in inbound and outbound call center, inside sales, or related sales customer service is a plus. Adaptable and flexible with proven ability to thrive amidst process and information changes. Capable of working independently and as a part of a team, and possess reliable work from home setup, including stable internet connection and a suitable computer. So make sure you check out Bold Business. And the last one is Healthmark Group. They're looking for a data entry audit intake specialist. This position, they're looking for someone bright, energetic, and motivated to join their team. You'll be preparing and sorting documents for data entry, manipulating and deduplicating Excel lists, identifying client and patient matches within the computer system, entering into database software, and checking to ensure the accuracy of the data that has been inputted, resolve discrepancies in information, and obtain further information for complete documents, report directly to the intake supervisor, complete all data entry requests, record any relevant notes on specific request for further proper handling throughout the request lifecycle, identify and accurately classify each request, and work quickly to meet high volume work. You must have computer literacy and attention to detail, knowledge of grammar and punctuation, and ability to work under time constraints. So make sure you guys go and check out those 4 data entry jobs, um, and go ahead and apply.
Blue Phoenix, she says, I made 52 on Pay Viewpoint last week. My year-to-date earnings on Pay Viewpoint is 90 something. She says she did make 30. She said it took a minute on Just Play. All right.
Okay, congrats.
Hey, Adrian. She says, hey, my 2 chicks. I was working out and listening to Now I'm Done. Peace and kindness. Thank you, Queen. Hey, Miss Candace. She says, good evening, everyone. I liked and share. Blue Phoenix says, I was really down about the jobs I had applied for, and I remembered the channel and the notes I had taken. She says, I listened to the gospel, some work it out remix when the surveys get to me and roll through them. Laugh out loud. Adrian says, liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Hey, Queen Sybil. She says, greeting, goddesses. I'm back. Welcome back, Queen. Hey, Teresa. She says, hey, 2 chicks and a family. And Teresa, I know you texted me earlier, Queen. I'm going to read about those companies. So thank you. Thank you. Felicia says, I had to quit Primal Pen. I may try them again. Okay, girl. You got a lot though, Felicia. So we get that. You know, you got the basket is overflowing, but if you just don't have anything in that basket, what you waiting on, Queen?
Right.
What are you waiting on? Try some of the ones that you can do from your phone.
And while y'all waiting to hear back, try some of these side gigs and side hustles. They will help you in the meantime, in between time. They will help you.
So again, you can use your phone. Take a look at this list. There are over 60 companies here. Melanie Mo, she says, I'm over here taking notes. Lisa says, amen, Blue Phoenix. Yeah, gotta take some notes sometime.
Yeah. And you have to go and research this stuff and figure out how it works. We talk about it, but the people who are successful at it, they go back again, they take notes and they go back and research to figure out what we're talking about, how they can and put these things into their life. And I promise you, the biggest obstacle is you getting over yourself. That's the biggest obstacle, because we have a lot of, and I'll have my bookcase up here this week. We have a lot of people who sit in the background and listen and think, oh, I can't do it. And, they'll talk themselves out of it before they even get started. So don't be one of those people. You're going to make a mistake. We all make mistakes. It's not anything new. We just have to get over it and keep on going. If you're doing mystery shopping, make sure, you are asking questions, reaching out to the people who can help you, because you sitting there trying to figure out on your own probably will not help. You need some other intervention type thing. So reach out to the schedulers, email, make yourself known that you want to do a good job.
Yeah.
So
Meek says that Primal Pen is partnered with Free Cash as well. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Meeks. Felicia says, I have to keep up with the other queens and kings on here. Carl, you and Tan's encouraging words and getting that behind talks helps so much. She says, I listen to it. Adrian, she says, I need to try Respondology. Is that the same as Respondent? No, different. 2 different companies, Adrian.
So, I mean,
Tan has done Ellis.
Adrian, it depends on the shop. If the shop says it's due, you have to have video, then you have to have video. But most of the shops, I'll say 80-90% of them don't require a video. You may have to take pictures, but you will, unless it requires video, and I say 80 to 90% of them do not require video. Then you can do them without. So no, I would try them. I would try them because number one, they are one of the higher paying mystery shop companies, and they have consistent work. They have consistent work. And they have been around for a long time. So, they are reputable. They have, stood the test of time.
Yeah, they have been around for some years.
Yeah, they have.
I remember when you was going now. Felicia says, Tan. She says, that was me in the beginning when I first started following you. I had to change the way I think and function and how I work and create income. Just appreciate and love you ladies. Thank you, Felicia.
Yeah. And Felicia says something that's really valuable. You have to change your thought process about how you make money. You have to. And again, I was one of those, and Carol and I had this conversation today, that a lot of people who go to college and graduate, I'm not saying all, but a lot of us think that the product that we put out has to be perfect. We are, college, they say, oh, it has to be right. This has to be right, and this has to be right. But when you are doing things, everything is consistently worked on. So you will never be perfect. You can be as close to perfect as you want to be, but you'll never be perfect. So again, that's why I tell people, reach out to these people who are scheduling these shops and reach out to them. And with Ellis, they will tell you, hey, this doesn't fly. My friend, she was making a mistake with Ellis. She said they reached out to her and told her, no, you need to do it this way. And that way they were giving her feedback to say, yes, we appreciate you doing the shop, but we would like it to do it in this way. And you have to be open enough to accept criticism. You have to do that because, like I said, we are not all perfect and we are going to make mistakes. But in the mistakes, that's when we learn. That's our best learning experience, is those mistakes. So don't be afraid to make the mistakes. Just be ready to fix them when they are identified.
Me says, yes, Free Cash also has a survey section. Okay, Queen, thank you. Thank you so much, Meeks. Felicia says she didn't know that. She says, thank you, Meeks. Adrian says, that sounds wonderful. Okay, thanks, Tan. And she said, I appreciate it. Meeks says, you're welcome. Blue Phoenix, Queen, don't count yourself out. She says, I don't have a car and medical issues, so the mystery shops are a little difficult for me. But if you have a phone, Queen, you can do Gig Spot. Gig Spot is the telephone mystery shop, or you can do the web shops from your computer. So you don't necessarily have to leave the house to do mystery shops. If you want to do the in-person shops, cool. But if not, and you just want to stay at home, then I would say take a look at Gig Spot. Bestmark is another one. Sometimes they have phone shops, and sometimes even Ellis has phone shops.
Yeah. You just have to figure out what works for you. We're not saying all these things work for everybody, but at least try them and figure out what works for you and what does not work for you. That is the easiest thing. Because Carol likes the phone mystery shops. I am not much of a fan of those. I don't, because I just want to go out, do them, and be done. Carol is not a fan of that. She likes on the phone mystery shop. And that's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of preference. And if you prefer one thing over the other, that's fine.
Adrian says she emailed Ellis. Queen Silver, come on up here, Queen. She says, I've been playing one of the games mentioned on yesterday. So Queen Silver, she's new to our channel, y'all. She came over here. One of her friends told her about us, and she's here. And she says, and I actually got, she meant, okay, so she played one of the games mentioned on yesterday. She actually got to cash out. It's almost $3, but at least it's legit. So she's going to keep going.
Yes.
Go
And
ahead,
all we ask is that you try. Congratulations.
Congrats to you.
And you got to think that $3, you know how to make that $3. You can turn around and make 6. Keep going.
Yeah,
you can make 12. You make 24 and keep going and keep going. And Queen, we preach multiple streams of income. So if you can find something else you can grab a hold on to and make $3 over there. We preach, we say every little bit adds up. So, hey, you can make $10 on this survey site today. This one, $10 tomorrow. By the end of the week, you'll have $50. Now, like we said, it ain't going to make you rich, but it will. Number one, put gas in your car. 2, buy you some groceries. 3, it will do something. So, congrats. And we blessed. You're going to be blessed to make much more, Queen.
Agent says, agree, Tan.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa says, congratulations, Sybil. Agent says, Ellis sends me the emails and there is so much money out there to be made. Lady, she says, Carl says, add as many eggs to your basket as you can. Yes, ma'am. Agent says, it was me. Congratulations, Sybil. Sybil says, I'm going to try all of them. All right now.
And again, Queen, when you get stuck, come back on here and ask questions. Figure out what other people's strategy are. That's why we created this space, because it gives people a chance to look at other people's strategy. Carolyn, I had this talk today too, that it's good to have other people to bounce things off of, because we are one-minded. We only look at things from our perspective, and we try to look at other people's perspective, but sometimes it doesn't happen always. And if you go in and you look at other people's perspective, it could give you insight on, number one, things you could be doing wrong. Number 2, things that you had never thought of. So it's always good to come on and get other people's perspective about these things. You can find out money that you were missing out on that you didn't know about. So we tell everybody, make sure you join the lives, because these kings and queens come here and hit that live button and come on here every time we hit that live button. Every time we hit it, they come. And so we appreciate them. And again, thank you.
Felicia says, yes, it all counts for multiple streams of income. I started to speak that over myself, and doors are opening. All right, girl. 2025, we will not be broke. Adrian says, Sybil, sign up for Ellis. Remember, I told you about that, and you're on the waiting list for Prolific. Now, Blue Phoenix, she has a good question. She says, aren't the mystery shops slower to pay? Depends on the company.
Yeah. And most of the mystery shop are what we call net 30. It will take you to get 30 days to get paid. But again, once you get money, I know you can hear this many times. Once you get the money in the pipeline, it will keep continuously coming. If you can wait that 130 days, you can get by.
Yeah. And then look at it this way, Blue Phoenix. Once that check come, girl, that check gonna be fat. You may get $1,000 check. You may get, a $1,500 check. We had a queen here. She does Gig Spot, and again, Gig Spot, they offer the telephone mystery shops. She made a couple of $100 in one day, 2 hours tops, calling, and the calls paid. I think that particular one that she was doing was paying like $8 per call. So the calls pay anywhere from like $5 and up. So just think about that. What if you could do, 4 calls in a day at $5 a piece? That's like $20 a day. And over time, in a month's time, if you could do it every single day, 30 days, that's $600 a month. But what if you could do maybe 6 calls in a day? And what if the calls paid a little bit more? It could be $10 a call. That's like $60 in one day. And it may only take you 2 to 3 to 4 minutes to make the calls.
Yeah.
So I would say check out GigSpot. If you have a cell phone, you can do those. If you are okay with going inside of the stores, they do have what they call the audit shops for like Burlington Coat Factory, where you go into the store. They may say go and count the t-shirts. So you would just go in there, and if you can count to 100, you can make some money. We had a queen. She spent about, I think she said like 25 minutes. She went to 2 stores, same area, and made $60 just to count some merchandise. And that is with GigSpot. So
yeah, we have the queens who are doing, well, I don't know if they're doing them now. They did the mattress shops where they just went in and laid on mattresses for $50 a pop.
yeah.
So, and that shop comes around once or twice a year. So if you are on Market Force and you are looking for shops, those they come around once or twice a year. So don't let them get past you.
I need to go lay on some mattresses.
Right.
For the 50, 60, whatever they paying dollars. And Market Force, they also have the movie theater shops.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all take a look at Market Force. I'm gonna drop the link here in the chat if you guys want to check it out. This is a good one. A friend of mine, she does this one on a good month. She can bring in like $1,200 to $1,400 doing those fast food shops.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian said she remembered that mattress shop. She said, I remember that mattress shop. Right. Adrian says, as much as we shop and spend, we can make that money back. Yeah. Stephanie says, not sure if it's been mentioned. Presto Shopper is another good mystery shop company. Yep. Presto is a great one. That one, they do have the shops that pay out within like 3 to 5 business days. They have them, they call them Insta shops.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all check out Presto. Presto is a great one. Thank you, Stephanie. Blue Phoenix, she says, just don't give up and know that if you can make that $1, you can make another one. Yeah.
Amen. Thank you, Queen.
So right says, take a few minutes daily to check your email, including the promotions and spam sections. Some mystery shop and gaming sites, they send out emails about bonuses and other special offers. That's a good tip. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen.
Sybil says, thanks, Adrian. Adrian says, you are welcome, Sybil. You are in a safe place here. She says, I will sign up. I remember. She says, I feel safe. Adrian says, that's what I'm saying, Carl. Let's see. I think that's it. Blue Phoenix, she says, all right, I will check that out as well. Thank you. So that's it. Thank y'all so much for coming on this live stream. We're going to go ahead on and get over here. I got to go eat my dinner. So Tan didn't invite me to dinner today. I got to go over here and make something.
I made ham sandwiches. I was supposed to make fish.
Yeah, what happened? Didn't feel like it?
That part.
So right says Blue Phoenix. She says you're welcome. Thank y'all so
Thank
much.
y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. We will see y'all on the next live.
And I don't even think I put the link in here, y'all. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm finna drop it now. I thought I did, but I don't think I did. We'll see y'all on the next live stream video Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be able to do a live tomorrow or not, but if I can, I will. If not, then I'll catch you kings and queens on Wednesday.
All right, y'all.
Adrian said we don't want you to go, but I understand. He said same thing. I don't feel like cooking. Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody.